What if the person who acted like you meant nothing is still thinking about you every single day? What if the silence is not peace, not closure, not strength, but pressure building up behind a mask? Here is the truth most people never see. When someone thought they owned your mind, your feelings, your future, and then you walked away, that loss does not leave them quietly. It stays. It burns. It follows them into the morning, into the night, into every fake smile they show the world. They may act cold. They may look unbothered. They may post happy pictures, speak with confidence, and pretend your chapter is finished. But if certain patterns keep showing up, the story is not over in their mind. Stay with me because this will connect dots you may have been trying to figure out for a long time. If this is happening, they are not over you. They are still fixated on what they lost. And even more than that, with the fact that they could not keep control over you. You were not just another person in their life. You became the mirror they did not want to face, the truth they could not bury, and the loss they cannot fully explain. And once you understand that, something powerful happens. You stop wondering if they care, and you start seeing why your absence still shakes them. The hardest part for them was not losing a relationship. It was losing access. It was losing influence. It was losing the version of reality where they believed they could push, pull, confuse, and still keep you in place. You saw too much. You noticed the games. You felt the shifts. You reached the point where the confusion was no longer stronger than your clarity. And when you finally stepped away, you did what many people struggle to do. You chose yourself. That choice becomes a wound to someone who survives by feeling above others. So even if they never say it, your leaving becomes a daily reminder that not everyone can be broken. Not everyone can be trained to stay, and not everyone will keep begging for small pieces of love. That is why this kind of person often keeps showing signs long after the relationship ends. Not because they miss you in a healthy way, not because they suddenly learned deep love, but because your absence showed them their own limits. And that is something their ego does not handle well. Keep watching because once you see these patterns for what they are, you will stop taking them personally and start recognizing them as proof that your freedom still has power. One thing they do again and again is try to convince themselves that they never cared. This is one of the biggest lies they tell, and the more they repeat it, the more obvious the truth becomes. They say you were nothing special. They act like you were a small chapter, a forgettable phase, a mistake they moved past without effort. But if that were real, why are they still reacting to your name? Why are they still bringing you up, checking your life, talking badly about you, or trying to make others see you as the problem? People do not spend this much energy on someone who truly means nothing. Their words say one thing, but their behavior exposes something else. Deep down, they are furious that you did not break the way they expected. They are angry that you did not come back begging. They are unsettled by the fact that someone they thought they understood completely found the strength to leave. And since they cannot face that truth honestly, they repeat the opposite until it sounds believable even to them. But no matter how many times they say you did not matter, their obsession leaks through the cracks. The bitterness, the mockery, the strange need to keep proving a point long after the story should be over. That is not indifference. That is injury. Wearing a mask. Another thing happens very fast. They try to replace you. Sometimes, almost immediately, they rush into a new relationship, or they make sure it looks that way. Suddenly, there are photos, poses, smiles, public displays, loud signals meant to say, "Look how happy I am. Look how quickly I moved on. Look how little this affected me." But slow down and look closer. Most of the time, this is not healing. It is a performance. It is panic dressed up as progress. They are not moving on to something deeper. They are moving towards something easier. Easier to control, easier to impress, easier to shape before the mask slips. That new person is often not an upgrade in any real sense. They are simply new, and new can be useful when someone is trying to escape the feeling of loss. But here is what keeps bothering them. No matter how hard they try, the replacement does not erase the comparison. They still remember that you saw through the act. They still remember that you challenged the story. They still remember that you grew stronger where they expected you to collapse. So while they try to build a picture of victory, a different truth keeps chasing them. You are healing. You are rebuilding. You are becoming harder to shake. And that reality eats at them because what you gained through pain is something they cannot fake with posts, attention, or another quick connection. Then comes the checking, the watching, the silent search for proof that you're not okay without them. Even if you block them everywhere, they often find ways to keep looking. A fake account, a mutual contact, a random appearance that feels too convenient. Some people call it curiosity, but it is usually much more than that. They want updates because they want to know whether you are still hurting, still confused, still emotionally tied to what happened. In their mind, your pain would confirm their importance. Your struggle would make them feel powerful again. But when they see you smiling, growing, building a calmer life, or simply existing without their shadow over you, something in them drops because the story in their head was supposed to end differently. You were supposed to stay damaged. You were supposed to keep carrying their voice inside your mind. You were supposed to prove that losing them ruined you. When that does not happen, their fragile pride takes another hit. And this is why living well matters so much. Not as revenge in a loud, dramatic way, but as proof. Proof that what they tried to damage in you was never your whole identity. Proof that their control had limits. Proof that your life can keep opening even after they tried to close every door. Watch till the end because this next pattern explains why they work so hard to change the story around you. They rewrite history almost every time. They do not sit with the truth and say, "I lied, I manipulated, I used you, I pushed too far and now I am facing the result." Instead, they flip the script. Suddenly, you were unstable. You were impossible. You were too emotional, too difficult, too cold, too demanding, too distant, too much, or never enough. The details may change, but the goal stays the same. They want to protect the image they built in front of other people and in front of themselves. If they admit why you really left, then they must face something painful. They were not in control. They were seen clearly. And that kind of exposure feels unbearable to someone who depends on appearances. So they twist facts, remove context, and tell a version of the story where they are the wounded one and you are the cause of the damage. The strange part is that after enough repetition, they can start believing their own version. But believing a lie does not make it true. It only shows how badly they need it. And the more aggressively they try to ruin your name, the more it reveals fear, because deep down they know what happened. They know how far they went. They know that if the truth stood in full light, the mask would crack. So every smear campaign is also a confession. It says, "I am still threatened by the person who walked away." After that, many of them try something that feels small on the surface, but is loaded underneath. A random message, a strange call, a casual line that appears harmless. Maybe they say they saw something that reminded them of you. Maybe they send a cold little check-in months later. Maybe they act as if they texted by accident. Maybe they drop something vague that pulls on old emotions. Do not miss what this is. It is rarely about genuine care. It is a test. They want to know if the door is still unlocked. They want to know if their name can still move your heart, disturb your peace, or pull you back into the old cycle. They do not reach out because they finally understand the pain they caused. They reach out because uncertainty bothers them. Silence bothers them. Losing access bothers them. If you respond, they get data. They measure how available you still are. They measure whether they can still create confusion. They measure whether your healing is stable or fragile. That is why these moments matter so much. A harmless message can be a hook. A soft tone can hide a familiar trap. And if you have ever felt guilty for ignoring it, remember this. Peace sometimes looks like not answering what was designed to reopen a wound. Real care brings clarity. Control brings mixed signals. Learn the difference and your life changes. There is another side people do not always see, and it shows up after the performance starts wearing thin. They begin to self-destruct. Maybe not in obvious ways at first, but the cracks start spreading. Bad choices, broken relationships, sudden anger, careless decisions, jobs lost, friendships ruined, more chaos, more blame, more noise. Why? Because when they no longer have you there to absorb the pressure, reflect the image they want, or carry the emotional weight of their inner emptiness, they are left sitting with themselves. And that is the place they often fear most. Your leaving was not just a breakup in their mind. It was an injury to the part of them that needed to feel dominant, needed to feel chosen, needed to feel more powerful than the person beside them. Without that supply, they can start spiraling. They compare, they compete, they try to outrun the wound, but the wound keeps moving with them. And when they look over and see that you are slowly becoming lighter, clearer, and stronger, the contrast becomes unbearable because they do not have a stable inner self to stand on. They need to feel ahead of someone to feel valuable. They need to feel superior to feel safe. So when the person they tried to diminish begins to rise, they feel not just envy, but collapse. That is why your steady healing can trigger their deepest insecurity without you saying a single word. What keeps the obsession alive even longer is this simple fact. They do not forget the ones who escaped their pattern, not because they loved deeply in a healthy way, but because you became proof that their methods do not work on everyone forever. You saw behind the charm. You noticed the shifts between praise and punishment. You recognized the confusion for what it was, and you left. That matters more than they will ever admit. They may meet many people after you. They may act interested, devoted, even transformed for a while. But somewhere in the background, comparison keeps happening. Why did you become harder to control? Why did you stop accepting the cycle? Why did you choose distance instead of chasing closure from them? Those questions stay with them because your decision forced them to face a limit they never wanted to face. You became the lesson they did not want, the mirror they did not ask for, the unfinished business they cannot fully silence. And this is why sometimes you can feel their energy long after no contact begins. It is not magic. It is not destiny. It is often the simple reality that someone who lost control is still trying to understand how it slipped away. If this is making sense, stay with me because the next part is the most important part for your healing, not their story. What should you do with this understanding? First, do not romanticize it. Someone being obsessed with losing you is not the same as someone loving you well. Someone thinking about you every day does not mean they are safe. Someone watching your life does not mean they have changed. A person can miss access and still not miss your pain. They can want your attention and still not value your peace. That is why your healing cannot be built on whether they are still thinking about you. Your healing has to be built on what you now know. You know the pattern. You know the cost. You know how much of yourself you had to give up just to survive inside that cycle. So when your mind starts asking, do they miss me? Try a better question. If they returned exactly as they are, would my life become calmer or more chaotic? Would I feel safer or more anxious? Would I be loved or pulled back into confusion? That question brings truth faster. And the truth is this: many people go back because obsession looks intense, and intensity can feel like importance. But intensity is not love when it is built on control, fear, guilt, and emotional hunger. Protecting your peace is not cruelty. It is wisdom earned the hard way. Also understand this: they often want one final victory, not necessarily your heart forever, not always a full reunion. Sometimes all they want is proof that they can still get inside your mind. Proof that one message can shake you. Proof that one rumor can unsettle you. Proof that one sudden appearance can make your nervous system remember the old fear. That is why your boundaries matter even when no contact feels unfair, cold, or too final. A boundary is not punishment. It is a line that says what harmed me before does not get easy access now. And yes, there may be moments when you feel lonely, curious, or tempted to check what they are doing. That does not mean you are weak. It means the bond affected you deeply. But every time you choose not to feed the cycle, you strengthen something inside yourself that they hoped would stay broken. Every day you do not explain, defend, chase, or reopen the old wound. You build a different life, a quieter one, a clearer one, a life where your value is not decided by someone else's approval or rejection. And that new life is exactly what they struggle to understand, because it proves that your power was never really in their hands. There is also a hidden grief in all of this, and many people do not talk about it enough. Sometimes the hardest thing is accepting that the person you loved may never tell the truth about what happened. They may never own the damage. They may never give the apology your heart hoped for. They may never admit that they still think about you, still compare others to you, still feel shaken by the fact that you moved on. But closure does not always arrive through their honesty. Sometimes closure comes through your clarity, through seeing the pattern fully, through recognizing that what once confused you now makes sense, through realizing that their reactions after the breakup were not signs of deep change, but signs of deep injury. And once that clicks, you stop waiting for the perfect final conversation. You stop standing at the door of a house that never felt safe. You stop looking for warmth in the same place that taught you pain. That is when real freedom begins. Not when they finally understand you, but when you no longer need them to. Not when they finally confess what they lost, but when you stop measuring your worth by what they failed to value. That shift is quiet, but it is powerful. It changes everything. So if you have been wondering whether their strange behavior means they are still stuck on you, the answer may be yes. But let that truth serve your healing, not your hope. Let it remind you that walking away mattered. Let it show you that your absence had weight. Let it confirm that what they lost was not easy to replace, not easy to erase, and not easy to forget. But do not mistake their obsession for transformation. Do not mistake their focus for devotion. Do not mistake their return for repair. The most powerful thing you can do now is keep going, keep healing, keep choosing the people, habits, and spaces that make your body feel safe again. Keep building a life that does not need chaos to feel intense. And if they are still thinking about you, still checking, still comparing, still replaying the moment you walked away, let them sit with that. You do not need to carry it for them anymore. Your job is not to help them feel better about losing you. Your job is to make sure you never lose yourself again. And that is the part they never saw coming. Not your pain, not your tears, not your silence, but your strength, your clarity, your refusal to return to what broke you. That is what stays with them. And that is why they will never fully forget.